Hi, everyone. Welcome to our premiere live signing. We are celebrating my new children's book, Gorgeously Me. I'm just so excited that y'all are here. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week, and we love the middle of the week. We love all the parts of the week, but the middle is really fun because you never know what's going to happen. So, how you doing? Are you feeling settled and ready to chat book? Speaking, look at this gorgeous wall behind me and this gorgeous book right here. This just came out yesterday. So while we do our live signing today, you can buy our book at gorgeouslyMebook.com. There's also 15% off today. Who doesn't love a sale? I know I do. I think I do my best work in a sale. So anyway, we're so excited to talk about the book. Let's make sure. Also, you guys, I just can't even hide it. I have my little notes here. So if you see me looking down like a little local news reporter, it's very, let's throw it over to the weather. Okay. All right. Okay. So, okay, great. So the reason that we're doing our live signing today is because this is the perfect way for you to get a sign. Oh my gosh, hi Vermont. This is the perfect way for you guys to get a signed copy of the book. I love signing our books, and also I'm so excited for this book to be in the world and for you guys to get to see it because there's so much love and compassion in this book. And I think those are two things that we are needing more of in the world. Okay. And then also, again, when you check out, use code JVN15 for 15% off your purchase. I know we just talked about how we do our best work in sales, so don't forget that you can do that. Okay. So welcome, and let's get to our questions. Okay. Our first question, why am I so fun? I don't know. I've been like this for as long as I can remember. I'm just kidding, you guys. That wasn't a real question. But are you guys ready for our actual questions? Because let's do it. All right. So our first question is from Alexander from Oregon. How do you think we can help our LGBTQ plus youth be safe and seen in this political climate? It's a really good question. I think that really safety and visibility are like everything is a spectrum. It's not necessarily like this or that. So I think that safety can be both in our communities and in our homes, and then from a policy perspective in terms of systems. But I think really for kids, what's so important is that they know that they are seen and safe when they are with you, and that they are safe to be themselves. And I think that for adults, we need to be safe spaces for young people to ask questions and know that they are safe and seen. So I think that would be the biggest thing. And then also um, this is such a thing that I got told a lot as a kid. We have two ears but one mouth, so let's be listening more than we're talking. And I think that kids actually really need the opposite of that from us, which is more listening and less talking, with kids. We need to be there for them, hear what they're going through, hear what their fears are, so that we can show up for them. So also, by the way, you guys, I'm just going to sign some books while we're doing this because why not? And can also, not to get off subject again, but can we stand how gorgeous these illustrations are by Kamal and Nair? Our illustrator is so incredible. Look at Kamal's work. This book is just stunning. And I just, also, who doesn't want this wallpaper? I want to buy this wallpaper. I want this wallpaper IRL. Sorry, Queen. I had to follow my local news notes, you guys. Okay. So anyway, so that's what I would say for that. Oh my gosh. And hello, Tennessee. My auntie lives in Tennessee. I'm sorry that you have the governor that you have. Anyway, and the state legislator while I'm at it, except for some of your state legislators, amazing. Okay. What's his name? Justin? Okay, anyway, focus, Jonathan. Okay, Alexander from Virginia asks, is there anything you could go, if there's anything you could go back and tell your child self, what would it be? I would say to my child self that, one thing would be don't quit the violin. I really wish I would have kept playing the violin. I probably could have been such a virtuoso or something. But I think the most important thing I would say to my younger self is that you are loved the way that you are. I spent so much of my childhood being really worried that I wasn't normal, or that there was not even there was something wrong with me. I was just really scared that there was something the matter with me. And so if I could go back and give this to my younger self, this is really what I would do. And it's really why I wrote Gorgeously Me, because I learned so much in my therapy and in my life that being an adult is actually kind of about giving the love to your inner child that you didn't have as a kid, and like creating that safe space for our inner child as an adult. And so this really is kind of a love letter to my younger self, and what I would have said to them and to their little friends, that we need to have a space to feel good about ourselves and also to be welcoming to each other. So that's what I would have said to my younger self. And then also maybe like, what else would I have said? Prepare yourself for the 2000 through 2008 Olympics, because we're not going to win the team gold medal in U.S. gymnastics. And after 96, that was hard to accept. That's what I would say. I would have given myself a heads up on the Olympics. Okay. Anyway, what's our next question? Alexis from Georgia, let's have just a little sip of coffee. Asks, when did you first suspect that you were different than the other children, and how long did it take you to be comfortable with yourself? It's taken me 37 years to be comfortable with myself. That's a thing. I think like self-acceptance and loving ourselves, it's like not a journey where you're like, oh, I've arrived and I'm there. I think that our feelings about ourselves are going to evolve and change, just like anything is going to evolve and change. And knowing that it's okay for us to have our feelings change, but no matter what our feelings are, we are worthy of love and acceptance from ourselves and from each other. So I think that's really important just to know. And I wish that I would have known that earlier, that like our feelings are meant to change, but our feelings aren't facts. They're like indicators, but they aren't facts. And I think that's a really important thing for us to distinguish. And I think I knew really early on that I was very, I just knew, not very different. I just knew early on that I wasn't necessarily like what folks were expecting. Because I did love Miss USA so much, and I loved figure skating and gymnastics and still do, but I was also like really obsessed with rocks and stamps, and like Anastasia. So, I've always been a plethora of interests, and I think that's fun. I love it when people are curious. Okay. And thanks for your question, Alexis. Wait, oh my gosh, from Puerto Rico. Everyone's from everywhere today, you guys. Okay. Oh, and we're gonna, and we're still signing books, you guys. Okay, we're signing and we're asking questions simultaneously, answering questions simultaneously.
And where can people buy this book?
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Thank you, Alana. That voice of God is literally our publicist extraordinaire, Alana. She's just literally right here. You can buy your books at gorgeouslyMebook.com and use code JVN15 for 15% off. Again, we love sales. Okay. Kara from Maryland asks, at what point did you become okay with you? I think that in pockets, I experienced like self-acceptance as a small kid, all the way growing up. But I think the point when what I was speaking to earlier about like knowing that no matter what your feelings are, that we are worthy of self-acceptance and love and self-compassion from ourselves, no matter what you're feeling, that happened like somewhere in my 20s, like later 20s in my recovery, that just this acceptance that like healing isn't linear and we don't necessarily like check that off of our box and never have to revisit it, because we are dynamic, evolving people. So I don't think that there is a certain time when you do just like, I did it. But I think I turned that more intense corner where instead of like internalizing and feeling worse about myself, I started to feel stronger and accepting more of myself in like my later 20s. I think a lot of people do that, but I also have like seen people do it earlier and later. We're all on our own path in our own time. Okay. Texas. Chad from Texas wants to know what inspired me to write this book. And I said that a little bit earlier, but it's really about like creating something that I wish that I would have had as a kid. And it's been funny because a lot of my adult friends are like, I need a copy of that book. I think that this messaging is really good for adults too. And I think that it is. We are we can become so afraid of each other and the things that make us different from each other. And we see that play out on social media and in the news every single day, all the time. And it's okay for us to have differences. And we should have differences, but how do we treat each other and how do we treat ourselves in the process of having those differences, I think is really important. And I think that having self-compassion, which is what Gorgeously Me is all about, really helps to diffuse a lot of that tension and that fear. Because really, guilt is like feeling bad about something that you've done, and shame is being afraid of like showing your true self. And so I think what Gorgeously Me is it's about diffusing both of those feelings and showing up for ourselves and showing up for each other. Because I like the last line, not to be a spoiler alert, but it is a children's book, so I think that's okay. The last line is my favorite. So fill those around you with hope, joy, and trust, and turn Gorgeously Me into Gorgeously Us. So yes, it's about celebrating our uniqueness and our authenticity as a person, but it's also about knowing that when we do that, it makes our whole community stronger. So it's not only about focusing on ourselves, it's about being able to, when we love ourselves, we're able to love each other more fully. And that's a really important lesson that took me such a long time to understand. And so, yeah. You guys. Oh, also, you can get your book at gorgeouslyMebook.com, you guys. JVN15 for 15% off. Okay, let's keep going. I think I signed that one. I signed this one. And also, can we just talk about how cute this dance outfit is? Are we obsessed? Because I also was like, as a kid, I would have like totally stolen this outfit from someone if I could have. Like, not that stealing's okay and we don't want to teach this to children, but how cute is this outfit? Like, we just love this outfit. And I just love that this kid gets to rock this outfit. I just love a skirt that's like got volume. You know, I love voluminous hair and I love a voluminous skirt. Okay. Let's see what our next question is. Yes.
Okay. Christine from Pennsylvania.
Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, someone's from Melbourne, Australia. We love Melbourne.
Pennsylvania.
Yes.
No, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but somebody was in there. Yeah.
Yeah, from Australia, from Melbourne, Australia.
Love
This
that.
person was. Everyone's just tuning in from everywhere. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We love it. What would you advise parents of children who prefer feminine toys, clothes, etc.? What's the best way to support their decisions? He's 3 and I let him be himself. I just worry he will be made fun of by other kids. Do I just let him do his thing?
Definitely, yes. And I think we totally let them do their thing. And also, I would say, like, 3, honey, is like such a baby. You know, like 3-year-olds are like, maybe they're just like, I like that color. They don't even know anything about anything yet. So I think and also like femininity isn't something to be scared of. And I'm not saying that you are scared of it, but even in the way that the question is posed about like, I'm afraid other kids will make fun of them. Like culturally, we have a fear of femininity and expressing femininity. And what I've always thought is that like, actually it takes so much more courage for someone to express that they like something feminine, which, you know, courage has been shown as like a masculine trait. But I think being feminine, being a woman, being a girl takes so much courage to do all of those things. And I think that courage is like a very like, it should be more of like a degendered idea. Actually, I think everything should be less gendered, because then we wouldn't have so much judgment and fear around the way that people express themselves. So I think, yes, definitely let your kid do their thing. And I also would just say that like, when I was little and, you know, wanted to wear like evening gowns and I wanted to like wear like my mom's scarves and be Christy Yamaguchi and do like my floor figure skating, it was very clear to me, and I wrote about this in my first book a lot, Over the Top, that my dad and certain adults in my life were very acutely afraid of this. And it was shown to me how afraid they were of this. And that fear manifested itself in a lot of ways, but that's really traumatizing to kids when they can see the fear and they see the reaction of like what they naturally are interested in. And they see that. So I think it's really important for parents to work through that internalized femphobia and that internalized fear of difference, like in therapy and not with your kids, because like it just doesn't, kids need so much love and support, and they need that. And they need the parent to like, it reminds me of like that idea of like wrong friend, when you like, if you're like really not liking your job, but then your friend just got fired from their job, and then you like are complaining about your job to your friend, and then it's like, wrong friend. Like, don't sort through your ideas about like gender and the way things should show up in this sense, like with your kid. Like, you want to understand it and then be a safe space for your kid. Does that make sense? Is that okay? Okay. I'm like, anyway, fun questions. Okay. Uh, okay. These questions on the side are so fun. Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you in Chicago. Sorry, I just am so curious about you. Oh my gosh, you guys are having so good. Okay. Oh my gosh, thank you guys for joining. I love. Like, should we do this like all the time? This is fun. I love my newscaster vibes. Okay. Okay, so we did that. Do you want to ask another question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Queen.
Elizabeth from Pennsylvania asks, what was a favorite children's book of yours when you were growing up? And how did that book make you feel when you were a little kid?
Okay, love this question. It was hands down Velveteen Rabbit, you guys. Love Velveteen Rabbit. And the reason I love Velveteen Rabbit is because I had this stuffed animal named Nicole, who I got in 1992. And I loved her so much that her ear fell off. And then my dog bit her nose off. And then my mom made like a new like black yarn nose out of that, like where the plastic nose had been, because it was like glued on. And I got it from, what was that toy store in the Quincy Mall? Whatever. It was like one of those like toy stores that like was like, a toy store. And that's where Nicole was from. And I was so upset. And then also this one time I got the flu and I threw up on her, and she had just really been through it. And my brothers made a lot of fun of me for like Nicole's vibes, because Nicole had been through it. And then I got Velveteen Rabbit, and then I was like, sorry, Tom and Ben, like that I'm just like chic, and so is Nicole, because she's really like the Velveteen Rabbit. And I was basically giving you like early quiet luxury, like use your items and like enjoy your items, and I didn't even know. So Velveteen Rabbit, yes. Also was obsessed with Calvin and Hobbes, but I think I got into Calvin and Hobbes like slightly too early, because it did make me want to like play practical jokes on like everyone in kindergarten forward. But I just had really strong reading comprehension, and I also loved comics. So yeah, Calvin and Hobbes, what a classic. Okay, what's our next question?
Okay, Erin from Texas asks, my sweet non-binary kiddo Ben, nicknamed Bun Bun.
What a cute nickname.
Switched to they them pronouns this year in second grade in Texas.
Come on, Vision.
What advice would you give to them to be themselves with others who don't always understand? They've always loved glitter and sparkle. Thank you for encouraging them to shine.
It sounds to me like they don't need any advice, honey. They are thriving. They are living. I would say that, like, being a 37-year-old non-binary person in Texas, I feel unwelcoming vibes sometimes in Texas. And I think that what's so cool about kids is that, like, a lot of kids, like, don't really express those unwelcoming vibes. They're like more welcoming. And it's not until they learn to like speak to the unwelcoming things that they, are unwelcoming. So hopefully, your little one can find their people in their schools and in your community that can create a safe space for them, and make sure that they, have a lot of love and support around them. And I'm really encouraged, because I think a lot of young people who I see, they are finding more community and they are finding more acceptance. Even though we do have this like rising drumbeat of, not accepting people for who they are, there's also this other drumbeat of people are accepting young people. So big love to your little bun bun, and you're gonna do so good in school, and listen to your mom, and yay bun bun. Oh, also too, I just thought of one other thing. One other thing could be, I don't know if this is like passing on, like, because I think my therapist would say like we need to feel our feelings, and slow down. But also it's like a lot harder to like be aware of like what people are saying about you when you're doing things that you love. So like if Bun Bun's like into like helping animals, or like a certain sport, or like a fun extracurricular activity, I think having like hobbies where you have more opportunities to meet more people that will be accepting of you is really important. So like, to fill up your time and your space when things are like ouchy is important. Okay, what's our, should we do our two, what's our next question?
Our next question is, how do you remain, from Juliana from Texas, how do you remain so positive in a world that seems to be filled with so much anger and strife?
Well, I would say that I am positive, but I'm also sad and frustrated, and I can get irritated and I can get overwhelmed. And I think I've always said that like part of being positive is also like, it's not necessarily just like saccharine and like, so like, oh, it's all going to be okay. And we're always optimistic. I think positivity can be the courage to voice your fear and your overwhelm. And so I don't think that I'm necessarily like always positive. I think that I'm trying to, but I do think that I'm an optimist. I think there's a difference. Like I do my best and I hope for the best outcome. And I think that's what I keep doing, because even when I feel like let down or like things aren't progressing as quickly as I wanted to or want them to, I think about history and I think about how far and how much progress that, especially our community has made in the last like 75 years. It's like mind boggling. So I know that progress can happen. It's just sometimes there are setbacks, and sometimes when there are setbacks, we have to have tools at our disposal to maintain our hope and our joy. And that's so important. So I think it's like I have a lot of strong things that make me feel joyful, like telling stories and, little hobbies, like whether it's like pickleball or gardening or hanging out with my cats or making art or, whatever it is, having like a lot of things that we can do to express ourselves helps when things feel tough.
Should we do some rapid fire?
Yeah, we love rapid fire, you guys. And also, are you guys like thriving for this like live signing? Are we having so much fun? I'm having fun. Okay. So now we're gonna do this fun rapid fire round where we're gonna see if I'm capable of doing it, because every time I try to do a rapid fire, I end up doing like a full like hypothesis on like the third question, because it's who I am. But let's see if we can do it. Okay, who's gonna administer the rapid
I
fire?
will administer.
Okay,
You want to
Alana.
repeat the question so they know what the question
Oh,
is.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Where were you born?
Where was I born? I was born in Quincy, Illinois.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Who would I want to play me in a movie? Oh my gosh. Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Okay. What was your first job?
I was a gymnastics teacher.
What chore do you hate doing the most?
The chore that I hate doing the most is, there's just so many different things that I don't love doing.
Just chores in general.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like really any chore.
What is your biggest fear?
Oh my God, heights. Snakes.
Snakes is a good one. Who makes you laugh the most?
Who makes me laugh the most? Oh my gosh. There's like a 6-way tie. My best friend Emily, my other best friend Patty, Anne over there makes me laugh a lot, who's my assistant, but she's making me laugh right now. That she's really lowly. But then also like Wanda Sykes and what's that lady who just roasted Tom Brady really hard?
Nikki Glaser.
Yeah, Nikki Glaser makes me laugh really hard too. And so does my mom.
What's the one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times?
Oh my God, jalapenos, like fresh jalapenos. And also, it's been brought to my attention that I say milk weirdly, and most people say milk, but I say milk. So milk. I need a little milk for my coffee in there.
What was your favorite school subject?
My favorite school subject was, this is random, but geography.
Who was the most interesting person you met recently?
The most interesting person I met recently? Who I met super recently? I've met some like, I don't know. It's too hard. I meet so many cool people. What's the next one?
What's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is how like much there's not gymnastics and figure skating competitions on all the time.
What is your favorite hobby?
These questions are so hard. My favorite hobby is, I don't know why eating quesadillas just came to my mind, but that came up for me.
Good one. What's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure is Karma by JoJo Siwa.
Do you have
And JoJo Siwa in general.
Okay. Do you have any hidden talents?
Do I have any hidden? I can change a tire, which I think is interesting.
What color is your toothbrush?
My toothbrush is like navy blue.
Okay, this is going to be a lengthy one. What's your pet's name?
My pets' names are, in chronological order, Larry, Liza, Lady G, Genevieve, Matilda, Elton, Baggy, Rose, George. Honorable mention for Pablo, who is still my child, but like we did have to like adopt because they had really intense behavioral issues and would rather kill rats in a barn. I hope there's no children. I'm so sorry. They would rather control the rat population in this barn at our dog trainer's farm, which is like not like the farm, it's like a literal farm. And Pablo is like doing really good. They just like hated living with me, unfortunately. Well, they loved me. They just like hated how much we travel and all of our other pets and anyone who wasn't my husband or me or Anne. And also really didn't, to be honest, like Anne that much either. Well, no offense, but you know, just really felt like they wanted to bite people was Pablo's truth. So we had to find Pablo a different place to live.
Okay, what's your favorite word?
Can't see that.
What's the last album you streamed?
I'm just kidding. My favorite word is, gosh, they're all 2 words. Cheese?
Okay. Last album you streamed?
Billie Eilish.
The new one.
Yes.
What's the last gift you gave?
Oh, I did it. Joy. The gift of joy. I give it every day.
What cause is dearest to your heart?
Oh my gosh. Spreading self-acceptance.
And where do you want to go that you've never been?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Italy.
You've never been to Italy? What?
I know, you guys.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
I know. I'm busy.
and
Oh my gosh, hola. In Mexico.
let's announce the winner.
Oh my gosh, we have to hold on to your seats, you guys. We have to announce a winner. This is the winner of our giveaway who is going to get like a whole line of JVN hair. Are you guys excited for this? Our winner's in Pennsylvania, which is a great state. And it is none other than Ian B. Oh my gosh, Ian B. You're a winner, baby. Yes, Ian B. You better pre-wash scalp oil and air dry cream your life, Ian B. Okay, so Ian B, our friends at Penguin are gonna, or is it Penguin or Live Signing?
Live Signing.
Okay, Live Signing are gonna get a hold of you to get your shipping information. So thanks for participating in our gorgeous giveaway. Do you think we slayed? Was that like the most fun live signing that we've ever done, you guys? Did you have fun? But Gorgeously Me, it's so fun. It's also like, it is surprisingly deep for a children's book. Every time I read it, I'm like, wow, we really did it. It covers themes about self-acceptance, asking for help, being nice to our neighbors, inclusion, and just really love. So, and self-compassion, which is so important. We need more of it. And also, can I just say, look at how pretty the Gorgeously Me is when it goes under light, like that teal vibe. What? So pretty. Anyway, Kamala and Nair, thank you again so much for illustrating this. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming on and hanging out with me today. And thank you for supporting Gorgeously Me. And I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys soon. And go ahead and roll that video, y'all. Thank you.
Hey, this is John Acuff, New York Times best-selling author of 7 books and someone who's done a live signing. If you like the one you just watched, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. It's full of amazing authors having great conversations and signing books for viewers just like you. So make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching today.